Two-time BET Sports Woman of the Year, Angel Reese, says she doesn't pay attention to what folks say about her online because no one has ever said a negative word about her in person. Uh-oh. So, what have you been talking about for the last 17 or 18 months? Uh-oh. I hope she realizes she just admitted this and did so on camera with...
Yeah, obviously don't worry about what's going on online. I get so much love in person. I haven't ever had a negative encounter in person, ever. And I've been going through this for 3 years. I've never had an encounter in person that was negative. So people online are behind a keyboard for a reason, and I don't worry about that stuff. I trust my work. My teammates trust me. And I was telling Milla today, like, she felt like she was having a rough day. And I was like, how many times have I had a rough day? And you picked me up. So don't get down on yourself. I know my teammates have my back, my coaches have my back, and that's all that really matters. I don't have to prove anything to anybody but myself and my team.
Ariel Atkins delivered one of the most unexpected post-game twists you could imagine. After asking reporters to keep it about basketball, she instantly switched gears and became Angel Reese's biggest hype woman, like she was cheering on a best friend strutting down the runway. The actual game? Practically a side note. That press conference had it all: drama, diversion, and a motivational monologue worthy of a highlight reel. It felt less like a post-game breakdown and more like a TED Talk sprinkled with defensive stats. One thing's for sure, the mic was on fire, the takes were even hotter, and Ariel made sure no shade landed on Angel's name.
About our team, basketball-wise, we appreciate it, but all the other nonsense, like, it's irrelevant. Like, we're here to play basketball and do what we do. We're having a hard time right now at the end of the day. This is a 23-year-old kid who handles herself with grace. Her crown is heavy. So whatever else, like, y'all want to come at her for the way that she acts, she has to build the wall. She has to have the wall. Because if she doesn't, people will break her down. Not only just because of the way she looks, but because of the way she carries herself. She knows who she is. And we ain't gonna break her down for that. So whatever other questions y'all got, like, I'm hoping it's just about basketball. Maybe.
And here we are again, tuning into the latest episode of the Angel Reese saga, broadcast straight from whatever alternate reality she's decided to narrate her story from this time. Let's be real, keeping up with Angel's post-game explanations is like trying to assemble IKEA furniture without the manual, only to realize halfway through that none of the pieces even belong to the same box.
Also, guys, after that defeat by the New York Liberty in the post-game conference interview, Ariel Atkins had so many good words and words of affirmation to give and to provide to Angel Reese. Again, I loved it so much. You know, she was like, you know, how old are you? Angel Reese was like, you know, I'm 23. She's like, this is a 23-year-old kid. Her crown is so heavy. Okay, she had to put the crown on her, adjust that crown on the queen. She's like, you know, Angel Reese is, you know, her crown is heavy. She has to deal with so much on the daily basis. Okay, on the daily basis, both online and offline, on the court, off the court, etc., etc. And Ariel Atkins just wanted to give her flowers, reaffirm Angel Reese, like, you know what, it's not all in your head. We understand, like, I understand that you're under a tremendous amount of pressure, stress, and, you know, somewhat abuse. Okay, if we're talking about, like, you know, the online things that's been going on, and allegedly some things that have been going on the court as it pertains to the Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever.
One night, she's the misunderstood underdog, just a girl trying to play the game she loves. The next, she's the unapologetic villain, thriving off the booze like they're her pre-game fuel. Then, fast forward to the next media scrum, and suddenly she's the face of empowerment, insisting she's just here to hoop. As if hooping alone could wash away every flagrant foul, every death stare, and every mid-game WWE-style performance.
It looks like Angel Reese, well, it looks like she's just been caught in what could certainly be taken as in a lie. All right? All these things that she says she has dealt with over the last year, all these encounters of racism. Remember the guy that I guess, was out there waiting for him supposedly, and when the team was coming out, and of course we saw footage of that, and there was nothing malicious to it whatsoever that anybody could see. And then of course the Indiana Fever fans were yelling racist.
But here's where the real plot twist kicks in. When the stats dip, the stories sink even lower. Suddenly, the excuses start running full court presses of their own. She's injured, she's tired, she's misunderstood, she's being unfairly targeted. Yet the moment she throws up a double-double, the narrative flips faster than pancakes at an all-you-can-eat brunch. Instantly, she's got all the energy, all the quotes, and a fresh batch of inspirational TikToks queued up. You'd swear she just took home an Oscar, not barely salvaged a decent fourth quarter.
Angel Reese, the most coddled, babied professional athlete in all of sports, continues to be the most babied and coddled professional athlete in all of sports, continues to have her peers say, "You go, girl. You be unapologetically yourself. Don't worry how rude, how arrogant, and how disrespectful you are. Don't worry about all the lies that you perpetrate. Don't worry."
Because that's the pattern, isn't it? The better the box score, the bigger the backstory. When she's dominating, she's defying the system. When she's struggling, suddenly the system's out to get her. Every postgame turns into a choose-your-own-adventure novel, except you already know which chapter you're getting based on how many rebounds she pulled down, and yet, buried beneath all the theatrics, there's a simple truth hiding in plain sight. Truth is effortless to recall. Lies require an entire production crew to maintain, and Angel, she's running out of stagehands fast. You can only rewrite your character arc so many times before the audience starts squinting and asking, wait, wasn't she the hero last week? Or was she the victim? Or maybe the misunderstood rebel? Gets narrative whiplash. Someone hand the fans a neck brace. What made this latest chapter so wildly entertaining, so deliciously chaotic, is that it wasn't just another stumble, it was a full-on truth quake, one of those rare moments when reality storms onto the stage, grabs the mic, and says, ma'am, that's enough. Because this wasn't a mild exaggeration or a simple miscommunication. It was a lie, plain, polished, and performed.
Did it everybody? Or is this a very special, specific kind of criticism that Angel Reese gets because of specifically the way she comports herself? And if her crown is heavy, maybe BET should stop giving her crowns. For the third straight year, named BET Sportswoman of the Year. I haven't even known who Angel Reese was for 3 years. How the does she have 3 of these? I didn't know who she was until I started watching Caitlin Clark. She's already stacking these things like cordwood. And it's not setting well with everybody. Clarissa Shields is one of the people that it's not setting well with. She's the baddest woman on the planet. The greatest female boxer.
And if we're all playing by the same rules, and that's a very generous if, then this should absolutely come with consequences. A fine, a suspension, something. Because if another player pulled a stunt like this, the league would have already posted the disciplinary action on their Instagram story. But with Angel, we're all supposed to treat it like a misunderstood poem. She didn't really lie. She was just expressing herself, right? And my cat doesn't knock over cups. He's just exploring gravity. We're watching the league bend over backward to protect the plotline while players like Caitlin Clark are getting ragdolled on the court like it's open tryouts for a Mortal Kombat reboot. Meanwhile, Angel's allowed to moonwalk around accountability like it's part of her training regimen. Call it what you want, strategy, PR, performance art. But this wasn't spin. This was full-blown tornado-level storytelling. And somewhere in Kansas, Dorothy is clutching her pearls. Let's not forget this isn't her first rodeo with narrative gymnastics. No, this is a woman who has rebranded herself more times than a tech startup in Silicon Valley. One week she's the villain, embracing the hate. Next, she's crying foul over being hated.
About what's going on online. I get so much love in person. I haven't ever had a negative encounter in person ever. And I've been going through this for 3 years. I've never had an encounter in person that was negative. So people online are behind the keyboard for a reason. And I don't worry about that stuff. I trust my work. My teammates trust me. And I was telling Milla today, like, she felt like she was having a rough day. And I was like, how many times have I had a rough day? And you picked me up. So don't get down on yourself. I know my teammates have my back, my coaches have my back, and that's all that really matters. I don't have to prove anything to anybody but myself and my teammates.
You hear that, guys? You hear that? She doesn't need to prove herself to anyone other than herself and her teammates. So all those fans that she continues to let down, she doesn't owe you guys a damn.